Well, it's indeed a very wonderful feeling. I feel honored and I also feel blessed and humbled. On a personal level, it takes me back to the mid-70s or early 70s, in fact, as a 16-year-old girl when I took up nutrition as a career choice. In those days, nutrition was a non-traditional area. And I remember joining it, and one of the subjects that I had was, in fact, international agencies in nutrition. And I studied about FAO and about the grandeur of its programs. And after having joined FAO, I realized how grounded it is. So to me, it is indeed at a personal level a dream come true. On a professional level, I feel working with those women on the ground, with the policy makers at the top, the smiles of working and the miles of walking, as we say, and the files of changing nutrition indeed makes me very gratified to see this change that we have been able to impact. When we talk about zero hunger, there are several pillars of them, and the pillar that nutrition is really focusing on is impacting child stunting. In addition to that, I think we miss an important point that is often masked in this zero hunger challenge, that is hidden hunger or the deficiency of micronutrients, which includes minerals and vitamins. And the best way to get this is from a diversified diet, and this is the biggest challenge. So the goals and the work that we are doing is really towards integrating nutrition explicitly through designing, planning and implementing programs and a policy orientation for nutrition so that we are able to bring about diets which are diversified, sustainable, and these can enhance the delivery on nutrition outcomes. In terms of professional achievement, I think we have been able to contribute to certainly flagging nutrition high on the national agenda. I wouldn't say I've done this on my own, but yes, our programs have been oriented towards that. But my patient persistence and working towards adhering to the highest standards of scientific expertise and the rigor of FAO's program, I think I've worked very hard towards this with the policy makers right up to the farmers on the ground. I think this is a very important point you've made. The unsung heroes, I think, are, apart from the policy makers sitting at the top, it's the women on the ground, the resource poor households, the ultra poor, the adolescent girls, pregnant and lactating women, who have actually created this enabling environment for us. The policy makers who've been so supportive, I must say that Bangladesh, the government has been extremely enabling, and they vested their trust in the FAO program. And in order to make all this happen, I think they've been partners with us in this progress. So I would dedicate this award and salute these women who have really been part of this and making these little changes so that they can pave the way for a healthier life. This little food plate that you see is a healthy food plate. This has really emerged from one of the researchers that FAO supported in Bangladesh. This was based on the fact that you have a desirable dietary pattern and the proportion of each of the food groups that you require and how can nutrients be translated into actual food amounts for the person. What happened was another project in which FAO was also a partner. They produced a plate in which half the plate is filled with rice and the remaining half includes lentils, leafy vegetables, other vegetables, some fish, and lemon and a chili, which signifies the typical Bangladeshi diet. The core message in this plate is not to fill your plate with excess rice, because normally the Bangladesh diet has more than 3/4 of the proportion of rice, but here it was 50%, and this particular message was tested on the ground over a period of 1 year, and we found that this is what finally we came up with, which was acceptable to the women and the communities on the ground. So here you have a typical example of a very simple nutrition education output which has emerged from policy to the perfect plate for a healthy diet.